Let's take a look at the headlines. Now let's begin. President John Dramani Mahama has launched Ghana's first e-visa service portal, marking a major shift in the country's immigration and travel administration system. The online platforms allow travelers to apply for, pay for, and receive visas electronically without physically visiting a Ghanaian embassy or consulate. Launching the portal at an event on Monday, May 25, President Mahama announced that all African passport holders traveling to Ghana for business purposes will now apply for visas exclusively through the new online system and will not pay visa fees. President Mahama said the initiative forms part of a broader continental integration vision aimed at reconnecting Africans and the diaspora with Ghana.
Giving practical expression to the long-held aspiration that Africans should be able to move freely within their own continent with dignity, opportunity, and purpose. And so, ladies and gentlemen, effective today, from this moment, all holders of African passports traveling to Ghana for business or tourism will apply for visas exclusively via the new online e-visa platform, and they will pay no visa fee. And so, for emphasis, all African passport holders will not be required to pay visa fees when they apply online.
Now, the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, allayed fears over a possible judgment debt arising from an alleged abandoned e-visa contract that the government is refusing to honor. He stressed that no such situation exists, assuring Ghanaians that no e-visa contract has been cancelled.
This morning, there's been quite some debate on social media that there was some e-visa contract which we are not respecting, and that there could be judgment debt and all of that. Let me allay the fears of the people of Ghana that there is no such existing e-visa contract. Nothing of the sort exists. We've checked through the files. Our director legal is here. Indeed, the Minister of the Interior also wrote to the Attorney General to find out if there was any such contract, and to also present to the Attorney General for analysis the machine-readable contract which existed, and that is for visa stickers. And the Attorney General's opinion is that that does not represent an e-visa arrangement. The machine-readable contract is different from an e-visa system. And so let me assure the general public that there will be no judgment debt, no contract has been cancelled anywhere, and we do not have any issues at all so far as contracting is concerned. This is also a PPP arrangement. It's a PPP arrangement, and the beauty about this arrangement is that taxpayers have not been burdened. The private partner is setting up the system, of course, under the supervision of the Ministry of Communications, NITA, and the Cyber Security Authority. So they are investing, and that is how they will recoup their investment over a long period. And so we didn't have to burden taxpayers to, as it were, pay for this system. So it's a very beautiful arrangement which has been very cost-effective and no burden at all to the Ghanaian taxpayer. And I hope that this clarifies all of those matters that came up this morning.
Now, away from that, the Ghana Gold Board had signed a landmark refinery agreement with the Royal Ghana Gold Refinery in a major step towards Ghana's mineral value addition agenda. Under the agreement, Gold Board will supply up to 1 metric ton of gold every week for local refining, reinforcing government's vision of ensuring that Ghana derives maximum value of its mineral resources before export. This marks Gold Board's second refinery partnership in 2026, following the earlier agreement with Gold Coast Refinery. Speaking at the signing ceremony, Gold Board CEO Sami Jenfi reaffirmed President Mahama's commitment to ensuring that by 2030, all mineral resources mined in Ghana will be refined locally before export.
Campaigned on the promise of a reset agenda, and since his election he's been implementing this reset agenda in all facets of our lives. And for those of us who have been given the privilege to manage the precious mineral resources of our country, our marching orders from His Excellency the President has been very clear. From day one, His Excellency has told us that we must change the narrative of Ghana's continuous export of raw minerals. In February this year, we signed a gold refining agreement.
Moving on from the Gold Board, Minister for Lands and Natural Resources Emmanuel Amakufibua has clarified that government has not adopted a blanket policy of nationalization in Ghana's mining sector. His comments come amid ongoing debates between the Institute of Economic Affairs, IEA, and the Ghana Chamber of Mines over the proposed 20-year lease extension for Goldfields Tarkwa Mine. Speaking at the Ghana Chamber of Mines breakfast meeting, Mr. Amakufibua said the government's handling of the Daman mine should be seen as a case-specific intervention rather than a broader policy direction for the mining industry. And now moving on, the Environmental Protection Authority has announced a nationwide ban on the production, importation, sale, distribution and use of styrofoam products from January 1, 2027. The move follows a policy directive by President John Dramani Mahama aimed at reducing plastic pollution and improving environmental sanitation. The ban will cover takeaway packs, disposable cups and plates, foam packaging and other polystyrene products, while medical and laboratory-related uses will be exempted with regulatory approval. The EPA says that the transition period before enforcement will focus on public education, stakeholder engagement and compliance preparations. Time now for some international news. And now the Speaker of Senegal's Parliament, El Malik Ndiaye, has resigned from his post days after the country's President Bassirou Diomaye Faye sacked his mentor-turned Deputy Prime Minister Ousmane Sonko and dissolved the government. Some now speculate that there are plans to offer the vacant speaker post to Sonko by loyalists in defiance of the president. Senegal's current crisis followed months of tension between Sonko and Faye. In a statement announcing his decision to resign as speaker, Ndiaye said it came after deep reflection on the sense of statehood. MPs have now been asked to meet on Tuesday for a session aimed at bringing Sonko back into parliament and voting for a new speaker. Now this brings us to the end of the Woezor TV report. Many thanks for staying with us. I am Karen, now Oyoe Quartey.